I want you to think about everybody that has thrown their lot in with Donald Trump. Not necessarily the lawmakers, right? Let's exempt them from this for now. Let's just talk about all the people over the years that have basically put all their eggs into the Donald Trump basket. People like Rudy Giuliani. People like Linwood, the pro-Trump lawyer. People like Sidney Powell. People like Michael Flynn. People like Roger Stone. Look at each and every one of those individuals right now and tell me honestly, do you think any of them are enjoying their lives right now? I mean, you could probably make an argument that Roger Stone and Michael Flynn are. Of course, they're not completely out of the woods yet. But Rudy Giuliani, not so much. Sidney Powell and Lynwood, definitely not. In spite of the brave faces that these individuals put on whenever they go on conservative media outlets, of course, not Fox News. They're all banned from Fox News. Not necessarily officially, but, in practice, they're banned from Fox News. They're all pretty screwed. Now, Rudy Giuliani's been barred from practicing law in the state of New York. He's facing a massive criminal investigation. And on top of that, he's facing a $1.3 billion defamation case from Dominion Voting Systems. Reports have already said that Rudy Giuliani is telling his friends that he's broke. He's got nothing left. He's got no money. Nothing. And of course, Donald Trump won't return his phone calls, even though all of Rudy Giuliani's legal problems are coming from his involvement with Donald Trump. Trump don't care. Trump's not picking up that phone. Trump's not paying your bills, even though Rudy has repeatedly asked him to do it. Meanwhile, Sidney Powell, Linwood, facing possible, disbarment in Michigan for filing such a fictitious lawsuit about non-existent voter fraud. Not to mention, of course, Sidney Powell also facing her own $1.3 billion defamation lawsuit from Dominion Voting Systems. None of these people turned out well after associating with Donald Trump. And by the way, when I bring up Flynn and Roger Stone, obviously neither of them would be enjoying their lives right now had it not been for Trump swooping in with those pardons. Because they'd be in jail. And speaking of, there is one person, though. I will say this. There is definitely one person who was in Trump's orbit, an ardent supporter, still a supporter to this day, that is doing exceptionally well. He is the exception that proves the rule. And that person, of course, is Steve Bannon. He's got his hugely popular podcast out there. He was pardoned by Donald Trump for his involvement in the We Build the Wall scam, so he doesn't have to worry about that, except he does have to worry about that because they're trying to get him at the state level now, because they're arguing it's a completely separate crime. He violated this state law. He violated the federal statute, but he was pardoned from the federal, but not from the state, because you can't do that. So Bannon may not be enjoying life for a whole heck of a lot longer, but the bottom line is this, and this isn't necessarily even a message to my audience here. This is a message to anyone considering throwing their lot in with Donald Trump. It literally hasn't worked out well for anyone. Even the ones who have been pardoned because, hey, they might still end up being prosecuted for the things they got pardoned for originally. And yes, depending on the venue, that is perfectly legal, by the way. It's not double jeopardy, as some would think. So, yeah, none of them turned out happy. There's no happy endings for anyone inside of Trump's orbit, except Trump himself. Because at the end of the day, that is all he cares about. So I hope maybe that message reaches a couple of individuals who are just diehard Trump people. He doesn't care about you. It doesn't matter if you're a supporter, if you're a donor, or if you're one of his closest advisors. If it ever becomes inconvenient for him to be associated with you, he will cut you off in a heartbeat and never think about you again.